Hmm.
Sit down.
Let's see.
I think it was working too well. I was trying to turn on when you guys was in the store.
Yeah, batteries in the thing?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
No, what did you do battery?
So we were trying to turn on when you guys was in the store.
Yeah, batteries in the thing?
Yeah.
Turn it in.
Yeah.
No, what did you do battery?
So we were trying to turn on when you guys was in the store.
Yeah, batteries in the thing? Yeah. Turn it in.
All right. We
years old, you're 30. The shit that because you got an issue today and you don't get the counseling for it and you afflict yourself with it, what happened to your 16? You start thinking about 13. Don't let it be the same thing over that you in this space and defeated the demon. Now all of them come on upon you. But instead of afflicting yourself, you should go get counseling. The counseling team we got up in here,
I hit the bottom of the feet, then I recover. Bounce, bounce, till I'm completely out of rubber. Go. I tie the meat tree like a Ziggy down a lover. No sweat. I'm not a priest without a cover. Yeah. I hit the bottom of the feet, then I recover. Bounce, bounce, till I'm completely out of rubber. Go. I tie the meat tree like a Ziggy down a lover. No sweat. I'm not a priest without a cover.
I feel the pressure, but it's checkers, boo.
Don't topple over dominoes.
Gird your loins, the abdominal.
Resisting the abominable.
Deal with the impossible like any other obstacle.
Since failure isn't optional.
You better lock it low. Yes, I'm the man, your only fan, I take it personal. Something like a Daniel out of one that makes me merciful. Some shit you never seen, some shit you never heard before. Every interaction with a prophet is a pot of gold.
Since I'm a juggernaut, don't let me get a run and start that demon Organs ripped, torn apart. Be a fucking thought, I make you Wonder Woman.
All right, Shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of UPK. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We under Commandant General Yohanan. I'm Priest and Officer of 5000, Kassar Pakad. This is the Thursday night scripture breakdown for ISUPK Northern California, ISUPK Sacramento, Bay Area, all over the Bay Area. We also going live on ISUPK Arizona's page right now. All right, so let's go ahead and clap it up. As we know, this is Thursday Scripture Night Breakdown. So any questions you may have in the Bible, anything in life that you may want to know, I'm going to do my best to answer and help everyone out tonight. So any questions in the room or online? Go ahead, sis. If we can't get the microphone to the sister. Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest, sir, if I may.
Mhm.
I got a demon.
So-
I can't really listen to my auto one as much as I would want to.
Okay.
So how do I overcome that?
Okay, that's a good question. That's honorable. You know, give us a hand for saying that. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let me get a preset for you real quick. Okay, let's go to give me, I think, First Peter's. Let's see. All right. First Peter chapter 3 in verse 6. All right. And then let's see. And then give me, and then I got one more precept after that. So let's see what we got right here. So to just be clear, you said the issue mainly it would just be to listening, or when you say listening, like hearing or following what is being taught. Okay. Go ahead. No sweat. Okay, go ahead. Let's get that one. What do they say? If you have a problem with like drinking or drugs, anything like that, what's the first step to healing? So what do you say? Acknowledging the problem, right? Give her a hand. You know what I'm saying? So that is a demon, right? And it's nothing new under the sun. But acknowledging that's an issue is the first step. All right. So let's go. What did I say? We can go to First Peter chapter 3. What verse did I call? Verse 6.
This is the book of First Peter.
Let's go up a little bit. Start at verse 1.
This is the book of First Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband.
Right, be in subjection, right? We learned in was 1 Corinthians chapter 11. It talks about the hierarchy and the order. So for one, observing and seeing how brothers and sisters move in the school, how there is a hierarchy in the school. Christ obeyed who? The Most High. All right. The men under him obey Christ. There's a ranking in the school. We all have to follow somebody. Whether you follow your husband or your boss at work, you're going to obey somebody. You're going to be in subjection to someone. I remember I dropped off some heathen in the world. I was doing Uber, and she was like, yeah, my husband, he just wants to control me and tell me to do this and do that, right? And I don't want to do it. And it's like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm taking her to this office building, and she's going to go in there and do everything her boss asked her to do without even thinking twice about it, right? And guess what? That boss doesn't love her. That boss doesn't care about her life. That boss will fire her in the drop of a dime to make profit to benefit himself. But people will give their lives to someone who doesn't care about them. So the reason why, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Anybody can answer it. Maybe the sister wants to take a shot at it. Why did Christ listen to the Lord? Anybody want to take a shot at it? Okay. Why did Christ obey the Lord?
So I serve my man because the Lord is correct.
Okay. That's
Or so like if I think he has his best interest, the best interest of Israel in mind.
okay. That's not quite what I want. It's not wrong, but it's not what I'm asking specifically for the situation.
So it's because he feared the Lord.
Give him a hand. All right. That's that. And one more word that I'm looking for. One word that I'm looking for. All right.
So I can say would it be that because he was righteous in his actions?
Those are all it, but it's not. So I'm gonna give it to y'all for time's sake. Okay.
Is it because he was a son?
Correct. All those is right. Okay. What is the precept that says, how do you know you love God? Go ahead.
Keep his commandments.
Give them a hand. Right? This is how you show that you love someone. You see what I'm saying? You go to work and these devils don't give a damn about you. They're here to take advantage of you. They don't have any love for you, but we find a way to be quiet, do what they say, because we know we're going to either lose our job if we don't listen to them. You see what I'm saying? This is the opposite. We're in a relationship with someone that would die for you and give their life for you. It's not as hard when you think about the love you have for that person when it comes to time to listen to that person, if that makes sense. All right, let's keep reading this precept.
That if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by conversation of the wise.
Right, I'm gonna have my Wakan read, but this part, a woman has a lot more ability. I don't want to say power. She definitely got power though. That's not a wrong word. Women have a lot more power than they think. All right. The way that you talk to a man, I'm telling you, sisters, you could get a lot more of what you would want, just not by what you're saying, but how you're saying it. Like women have the ability to bring a side of a man that nothing else on earth can do. Like literally, if you understand, they're going out and saying there's information online. They're asking women, could you live on a planet without men? And women is like, yeah, I'll do it. They ask the men, you know what I'm saying? Like the sun is amazing. The moon is beautiful. The waterfalls on planet Earth, good night. You know what I'm saying? You go into nature, you go and look at a forest or the beach. It's called paradise. There's places on earth that are amazing. Ask a man if he could deal with no more waterfalls or no more women, which one he gonna choose? Get the waterfalls out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like men love women, you understand? And the thing that you can bring out of a man, nothing else on that our Lord has ever created can do. You know what I'm saying? But it comes from your femininity. What is the old saying they used to say in UPK? My submission is my strength. Like that, you honoring your husband, your Adawan, is going to make him want to do more and conquer the entire planet Earth and give it to you if he can, because of how you honor and respect him. Because guess what? Another one thing, I'm going to give you this one too. We'll keep reading these precepts. You want to know what can help you listen to your husband? Knowing that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. All right? Because that unites you and him. You see that he's not only dealing with what we got going on here, but if you hate what the white man is doing to Latinos at the border, if you hate what he's doing to the Native American women and children and brothers, you hate what he's doing to black men in the prison and the police, you know that your husband is dealing with these things. You guys are on the same team. And I want to see him be great. And I want to take as much stress off of him, and I want to help him go and do more work against our collective enemy. So that's why Black Watch, when we watch these things, they give out these news information of what's happened to our people, so that we keep that fire and that zeal, and that we know there's nothing this brother can do to me that makes me more mad at him than them. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody that I'm gonna be with and rock with is with us. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 3. Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning
Mm-hmm.
of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold.
A little bit stronger and louder.
Of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
Right. The beauty of a woman shouldn't just come from their hair and their clothes that they wear. It doesn't mean a woman can't have nice hair and take care of herself and look good. There are millions of women that do that are monsters and dragons. You understand? They got a whole TV show called Baddies, where these women, they profess to be bad broads and wear these type of clothes and have the makeup, and they're killing it in their looks, but inside they are destroyed women and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So this verse is to say, hey, you should find your beauty, and your husband will find your beauty. And keep going.
Verse 4. But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Right, the things that no one can see. That's your character, your spirit. Keep reading.
In that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
This is a hard one for sisters. Having a quiet spirit is just learning how to just be quiet and shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It takes two to tango. It takes two to argue. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we have rank in the school is to stop arguments. Because if we were all on the same level, then me and this brother, he like, hey, Salakia, I think we should go left. I'm like, we should go right. Okay, now we're going to have a conflict if we're the same. Somebody has to make a decision and say, no, we're going right. That stops the argument. You see what I'm saying? Someone has to follow someone else. In the mafia, they had 5 families, all right? They could have had 4 leading families of the mafia. Why did they choose 5? I said this before, I don't know if anybody ever heard this. To stop a war, right? Because if you have 4 families and 2 of them say we're going to sell heroin and 2 of them say we're not, they can go to war with each other. But if you have 5 families, there'll never be an equal vote. And 3 say we're doing heroin, 2 say no, 3 say we're not, 2 say we are. Then we always keep an equilibrium because there's no equality in the vote. All right. How do you stop arguments in the house? Is to say, okay, I am going to trust and love in my leader, and I'm going to do it, maybe even if I don't agree with it at this moment. Understand? As long as it's a lawful order to do, just do it. And that's what we do as brothers too, to the men above us. All right. But we know women are not soldiers. We don't expect you to be soldiers and understand everything that we do. But those are some of the things that will lead you in that direction. Keep going.
Which in the sight of God of great price.
Right. Not only are we doing it because of who the person is, we also do it for the Lord. Christ loves God, so he keeps his commandments. If you love the Most High, you know this structure was set up for a reason, that you didn't just meet your Adawan for no reason. Y'all didn't come together for no reason. The Lord wants him in your life to help guide you. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves.
That's why we say you should be a daughter of Sarah, all right? Because she showed the way. Keep reading.
Being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Keep going.
Verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. And so Sarah, she called her husband Adawan. You know what I'm saying? She called him Lord. She obeyed him, and she had much respect and honor for him. Now, with that being said, I say this story. I don't know who's heard it before, but Remember one time it was in a bad situation, right? Not doing too well, didn't have a lot of money. And you know, sister get to say, yeah, man, I would listen to you if we had this, we had that. I'm like, damn, almost cut me. I'm like, damn, we down. You know, as a man. Then I'm like, hold on. Sarah and Abraham lived in a goddamn tent. She called him Lord. It don't matter if we don't have a house or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change how you should look at your husband and his value. The world teaches you the value of a man is the money he has. That's not how it should be. It's who he is, who the Lord created, which is the value. And Sarah honored him for that. Let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 7.
This is the part that we got to put together. Now, likewise, it's to the men. Keep reading.
Okay. Ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Right. Dwell with your rib according to knowledge, to the counsel, to the advice, to the classes, knowing that brotherhood and sisterhood go both ways. The brotherhood we afford to each other, we got to afford to our wives as well. All right. The same way Christ gave love to the men that followed him, the same way the men above us give love to us. And love is correction too. Telling you the truth may not always sound good or feel the best, but sometimes we have to take that correction. But the same thing is dwell with them with knowledge. Sometimes with women, keep reading. I'm gonna let it keep going.
Okay. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
Right. You may have we might have a cup right here. It's a very strong vessel. You know what I'm saying? It's durable. We can drop this down. It's not gonna break. It's not gonna crack. This vessel right here, if you throw it on the ground, it might crack. It might break. All right. This does not mean that women are weak, but they're just weaker than men. So how you may check a brother and correct him? Hey, what you doing? Knock it off, man. Get this shit together. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep moving. You might have to explain that to the woman a little bit differently. All right. Keep going.
Okay. And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Right. So that's that. I think just to summarize it one more time, if you got anything to add on to it, I'll clarify a few things. But the simplest way is to know that you read 1 Corinthians 13, where it talks about love is suffering, is patient, is kind. Those things we last week we talked about not being Christians. You understand? Like it's not what we do when we are at Passover or when we're in class or with, you know what I'm saying? It's when we are alone and we live the things that we read here. That's the hard part, is to do what's right, even if it you know, this is a demon trying to get you to do something differently. So the first step is acknowledging it, knowing that you love the Lord, that you love your husband. If it's a lawful thing that he's asking, grow and work in that. It's not going to happen immediately today, tomorrow. We should never expect a woman to be a soldier. We don't expect her to Imagine Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? Imagine. You know what I mean? You got to deal with a woman as a woman. However, you know, women, if you want to see your man be strong and go and conquer and bring things back to you, use your submission, your femininity, and you will receive more in the long end than causing conflict and strife going against each other. That's how this school was built, by us being on one accord, having love for one another, and following the ones that are leading us. All right. So to what? Most High in Christ. All right. Let's see. I see a couple questions online. Any other questions in the room? Okay, I see a couple questions online. We as men look to so and our women look to us. Yeah, that's right. Get that brother online ahead. Yep. There's that brother might be a sister Slack. I'm not sure who that is. But let's see. Matham Yah said, let's go to Ecclesiastes 25:6. Shalom to Rib of Nayak. Shalom Matham Yah. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters online. And then the brother has one about an Egyptian.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that is the brother, huh? Is that brother Tony, huh? Also in Christ. Go ahead when you got it.
Okay, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, and verse 6. And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners.
Ecclesiastes 25 and 26. Okay, yeah. That's the yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25 and verse 26.
Matter of fact, go to verse 20. Wow, man, this is all some good ones here. Go to 24. I don't want to do too much. Hey, but 23, slack it.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25 and verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
A wicked woman abateth the courage,
Mm-hmm.
maketh the heavy countenance, and not and a wounded heart.
Good night. A wicked woman, a sister that doesn't love the Lord, doesn't love her husband, doesn't honor her. This is on topic, you know what I mean? Is going to bring a heavy countenance. What does that word mean when it says a heavy countenance? I'll give it to y'all. The nigga's stressed out. I'm gonna break it down. The brother is stressed, his hair turning gray, he can't sleep, you know what I'm saying? He's about to have a heart attack because his brain's about to bust a blood vessel because he's constantly angry. Because as men, once again, when we get angry or someone dishonors us growing up from elementary school, somebody comes say something crazy to you, what are you supposed to do, Ak? Knock the nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Now you get with a woman, you can't physically fight, you understand? And she's angering you and dishonoring you. You're holding in anger and you can't let it out, and it makes your countenance heavy. The brother's gonna be depressed. All right, go ahead.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
The cold part about it is you, I'm not saying y'all, but I'm just saying you as a woman, right? A sister that's doing this is going to turn. Okay, you want your husband to do everything you say. You want him to obey everything you're doing. Once he starts obeying you, he's going to become weak in your eyes. He's going to become someone that you don't respect even more, and it's going to keep going in that cycle. You're like, this nigga's a bitch. You're like, I want you to listen to me. Okay, Khan, Aquav Khan. Khan, baby, Khan. Then next thing you know, like, this nigga's a bitch. And you look at him like he's weak because he's doing everything you say. All right? That's not how it's supposed to go. Keep going.
Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
Right, when Eve did her thing and she listened to this snake or this group of people trying to be like them, it led to destroying the whole planet Earth. All right, keep going.
Verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
Right, like if you just let a flood of water coming through and go everywhere, it would destroy everything. You understand? Floods, waters, they just have no stopping. If you let a woman just run over you and do everything, it's going to destroy everything around. All right, keep going.
Verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go.
Right. So in this time, right, we know that Moses allowed for a husband to give a wife a bill of divorcement. And this precept is mentioning something in that spirit, that she is just not listening. She's a monster. She's a terror. At this time, it was acceptable for a husband to give her a bill of divorce. Now, I'm assuming this brother's asking this question because he's not trying to get rid of his rib, and he's not trying to find a way out of his marriage, because we don't teach that here in the UPK, right? There's only one reason that Christ came to not only fulfill the law, but to up the law, all right, and bring it to the point where things that were acceptable, we're going to make it even stronger to not do those things. And one of those was divorcing your wife. So unless she's committing adultery, you cannot divorce her. But the spirit of this today, I would say if there were certain things you needed to do to have a separation for a time, if you're in the house and you fighting like cats and dogs, this WWE in the building, you might need to separate from this woman and go somewhere else, but that's still your wife. So that's what be the spirit today. But at this time, no, you would have been able to do that, but it was because we were so cold-blooded against each other and damn near killing each other. Like, which brings the topic of what happened the other day, man. That brother in Shreveport took out his whole entire family, arguing with his wife and all these different things, man. It's a terrible tragedy. Children lost, brother lost, woman's got to deal with that pain and suffering. Those things could be avoided if they found the UPK and was able to find a better way to solve their problems. All right. Tawab. All right, let's keep it rolling. One more question. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy 23:7. The brother said also, it says, got it. When you got it, go ahead.
Okay, so the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land.
Right. So what this means, the word abhor, basically means to act on your hatred against someone and do violence. The question he says, where it says, don't abhor an Egyptian, didn't Moses kill an Egyptian? Yes, Moses did kill an Egyptian because of him abusing our people in our nation, but Moses was not supposed to do that. You understand? Moses had to run away into the wilderness. He damn near was done dealing with the entire nation because of that. So we are not supposed to do things against these other nations, just like the Edomites, which would be so-called white people. You in your anger now, if you're defending a life, I don't think Moses was specifically defending that brother's life. The brother may have been getting beat, but I don't think he was getting murdered. So Moses wasn't right in doing that. He's in the right spirit, but he did the wrong thing. Like the Bible says, be angry and sin not. So this rule was coming from the Lord and let him Moses and the people, because he knew Moses was with it. He was like, yeah, if we don't put this in there, Moses gonna try to go back to Egypt and get his get back. You know what I mean? So just letting us know that the Lord can handle our issues, and it's greater for that. Like sometimes as a nation, in our pride, you may want to handle things. I've had to learn this lesson myself, in the truth. If certain situations arise, and I take it into my own hands, and I may get some kind of vengeance, and then I may end up dealing with some other things on the back end. But I'm like, man, if I would have waited and let the Lord do it, who knows what would have happened? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you walking down the street with your wife, and there's a group of men coming towards your way, and she's in fear of them. And you're like, baby, we good. Don't worry about them. I got this. We good. If your woman walks across the street to get away from them, how you gonna feel as a man? Go ahead, Mama Gunn. He said, I don't want to answer that one. I see how this is going. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question?
You walking down the street, you see 2-3 brothers walking down the street. I don't know, they look like gang members or whatever. It's nighttime, you know what I mean? You with your wife, and she sees this group and she's scared of them. And she's like, let's go across the street, get away from them. You're like, nah, baby, we good. We good. Ain't no problem. We ain't worried about them. Come on, let's go. I got this. You're tripping. Run across the street and leave you there. How would you feel as a man?
I'm gonna be honest, sir. I'll be a little bit embarrassed.
Right. Why?
Why are you running across the street if I tell you that we good? If I say that we good.
Exactly. Give him a hand. All right. That's how the Lord feels when we take vengeance in our own hands. You understand? He like, I told you, vengeance is mine. I got it. You think I'm not going to deal with these Egyptians? You think I'm not going to deal with these Edomites? You don't believe in me? You more scared of them than me? Oh, you tripping. You understand? Those niggas should run across the street from us. The Lord is with us. And I got my 40 on me now. Chill. It's a lot. So I'm good with the, you know what I mean? But that's how it is with that precept, all right? We don't have to harm Egyptians. The Lord is going to handle that, all right? When we try to take it in our own hands, we're taking away from the power of the Lord and what he can do, all right? Go ahead.
So that's just a heavy breakdown or analogy for that. That's like the perfect thing, because in my mind, I'm thinking, you do that, you on your own now.
Yeah. The Most High in Christ, that's the right spirit, and that's how the Lord looks at you. You're like, man, I'm about to go do this and do that. He's like, oh, you on your own then, nigga. You don't trust in me no more. Man, I've heard of brothers come or people come to our camp and say certain things to priests and prophets, Captain Kapash out there, and the brother's ready to get active because of what this brother is saying to us, threatening us and doing all this. Captain Kapash said, nah, man, let him go. He said about 5-6 months later, he said that same dude came by the camp. He had no legs. No legs. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the brothers would have got him, he probably would have rather fall into their hands. You know what I'm saying? It just knocked me out. I don't take my leg, but the Lord is different. You know what I'm saying? So there's countless stories like that in the truth where people have done things where you let the Lord handle it. I remember not Kentucky, but Kansas City. The brothers, that's what made me believe in this vengeance stuff. I'm never going to do nothing against nobody if they mess with me and it's not self-defense. I'm good. I don't need my get back. I'm going to pray to the Lord. When we got into it with IUIC at Kansas, like literally 7 days later, somebody shot one of them in Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Now, how many brothers wanted to go and actually do something against them after that happened? A lot. We stood down. The Lord deal with it. Now, that is the way these things works. You know what I mean? The Lord will make it happen. We ain't got to do nothing against nobody. All right. Tawak. All right, let's go ahead and get into tonight's topic. Go ahead, you got a question?
I've asked brother in the past about how in this specific scripture it calls Esau or Edomites our brother.
Mm-hmm.
We never see that with any other nation.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the breakdown I got was the fact that, yeah, he's our brother, but even in the same thing, the Lord saw Abraham's child and Isaac. So even though they were related, they're not brothers. But then I kind of left it there. And I put the finish like, but in this scripture specifically,
right. So it would be no different than, let's say you had like an Edomite mother. You know what I'm saying? Edomite mother is your mother, but she's not your family. All right. Esau is technically our brother. That man was Jacob's brother. His family is related to us, but they are not our family anymore. You know what I'm saying? We have been cut off and separated from them. Precept, how do you know that?
The Lord separated two nations.
Yes, two nations within our womb. So, yeah, we're related to everybody. Right. You know what I mean? But our nation is separated.
If I may, why does it call them our brother?
Just to, let's go ahead and read it again.
Chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor Edomite, for he is thy brother.
Right.
Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land.
Right. It's just reiterating that the reason why we're not going to do these things against him is our relationship has been on a path since birth. You know what I'm saying? Since we came out of the womb, in the womb, our roots go back very far. The things that caused our conflict is spiritual. He is your brother. You give him the pass, but guess what? You know all the prophecies that are going to happen to Esau that is going to come to him. You let me deal with that. But yeah, just I think it's more of an artistic way. It's more of a like poetry. You know what I'm saying? It's not to remind us anything other than that. There's really no super deep meaning to it. Go ahead.
Sorry, because I had this out. It was probably like almost 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I don't know how I forgot this. But my question, like, I had a further question with it because, like, when I see this, when it's like, it reminds me of when the Bible said, like, when Christ turned the other cheek. It's just like, because they abhor us,
Right.
in every way. That perpetual hatred against us. So how do you reconcile those two scriptures where it says turn the other cheek, and we only say we understand that it's talking about with our brother. And in this scripture, that's something, that's the question I have.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Brother in this scripture.
Got it. Okay. The difference between that is this: when you turn the other cheek for your brother, what is the result of that?
So to gain that brother back, or it's like will come.
What was the rule given to the children of Israel for?
So that we wouldn't do like an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
And what's the result once we start doing these things?
It creates grudges.
No. When we start forgiving our brothers and turning our cheek, turn the other cheek.
Sorry, sir.
Christ gave us that rule in order for us to do what as a nation? What's the purpose of him coming? That ties into the next class. The name of the class is The Black and Brown Kingdom is at Hand. I just gave it to you. He got it.
So that we can continue to be brothers.
He gave us this rule so that we can gain what?
Salvation, sir?
Which is the kingdom of heaven. All right. All right. So we can be in rulership. These rules were set in place so we can stop our internal warfare, stop this gangbanging, let the GDs forget the BDs, let the Southsiders forget the Norteños and Norteños forgive each other. This verse about us not harming Esau is so that he can destroy them. It's completely different. You see what I'm saying? So it's not in the same vein. He's saying, stand down. I'm going to deal with them. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. There are two nations. One, the elder is going to serve the younger. All right? This is what's going to happen with them. I got you. This one, love and forgive your brother, your nation, your people, so that you can gain power and rulership. I can put you and raise you all up. All right? Is that what? Any more? Most High Christ. All right. All right, let's reset. Any more questions before we go ahead? Don't see anything online. All right. Most High in Christ. So yeah, all these questions definitely tie into tonight. I'm gonna play a little video to start things off. It's a few minutes. I might skip a little bit ahead of it, but there are two main things that are happening. Give me 2nd Ezra's chapter 6 and verse 9. The glorious precept.
Let's look at 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
For what?
For Esau is the end of the world.
The white man is the end of the world. Your oppressor is the end of the world. America is the end of the world. There's never been a nation that has been as great as the U.S. There's never been a group of people that have gained so much power on planet Earth than white people centered in America and the European nations, right? So they have made it to the peak of the world, but they are the end of the world. Can you read?
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Most High in Christ, man. I saw a video Captain Zaria posted the other day. It was an Edomite running. He was doing the race, the marathon. He's getting close to the finish line. He's light years ahead of the brother. Then a brother come out of nowhere in the background and starts gaining on him. These Edomite get to the line. He started throwing his hands up. This brother did not stop and ran past him and finished through the finish line. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 was a person, that's it right there. Like, they have become so great that once again, Donald Trump is just a poster child for these people. I heard on the news the other day, they said America is running out of missiles. You know what I'm saying? And with Iraq. I mean, not Iraq, with Iran already. They said they didn't depleted almost half of certain missiles. This was over here. And the guy, he was like, you know, really, there's nothing really wrong. We spent $600 billion on the military last year. All right. why is it that we don't have the missiles that we need? All right. Yeah, it's to why. If it falls over, it's to why. But they're like, why don't we have enough missiles? He said it's not because they don't have the funds in order to build the missiles. They're giving money to these production companies for weapons. They're not using it for the things they need to. They're buying things that are unnecessary, that look good, a big fancy plane, but it doesn't even have any purpose. You understand? So they're funneling money. He says it's like a slush fund for these contractors. So they're getting these big contracts, getting billions of dollars because they're greedy, and then going around and making nothing with it. Like, how dumb do you have to be as a nation? How greedy do you have to be? You got to think about the minds of these white men that are running these military operations. They're like, man, we can hook up with Lockheed Martin and we can get the next $300 million. We ain't even worry about this. Do you know, bruh, devil, you're supposed to take this money and protect your nation. They're about to lose to the whole entire planet Earth because you want to buy a yacht or you want to go spend it with whores or you want to get high. These cats that are running the planet Earth are so greedy, they forgot that, or they're so comfortable, they believe that nothing can stop them, even if they don't even work and invest in and protecting themselves. All right. So Jacob is the end of the world. I mean, Esau is the end of the world. So Salakia. Jacob is the beginning of it thereafter. We're getting to the point where the more and more these people come down, the more and more we come up. All right. So I'm going to play this video clip real quick, share the screen, and we'll keep going. We got 9 people in the class right now online. If y'all can like and share the class, Baruch Wat the water. All right, this is a little greaseball Edomite, I would say. Voice is damn near annoying, but what he's saying is absolutely true about what's going on.
Exciting article. From Snap to Block to Amazon, a new template for right-sizing the workforce is spreading through C-suites, and other companies are taking note. So what's basically happening is the C-suites are the executives, and they're basically saying we have to right-size, meaning Snap is laying off 16% of its staff, Block lopped off 40% of its workforce. Oracle is shedding thousands of employees after Amazon cut about 30,000 in a matter of months. I think Oracle did that with one email. It was basically like to like 20 or 30,000 people. They were like, everybody get out.
Right.
Welcome to the era of the mega layoff. So this is the era of the mega layoff. You used to get laid off in a personal way. That's how bad things are. You used to get laid off in a personal way. Somebody would bring you into the thing, into the office and go, listen, we're making changes around here. And I wish I could keep you. And I have been fighting to keep you, Nancy, because everyone loves you here. And we all know how hard you work, Nancy. We know how hard you work. Oh, please don't cry. Please don't cry. And then Nancy would go, I knew it was coming. I just didn't think it would be this soon. I didn't think it would be this soon because Cliff is, he's doing good. Because Cliff is Nancy's husband who shot a black child.
Whoa.
And is now under investigation. And they go, Nancy, we all support Cliff, and we know that child was wrong, in the wrong.
Damn.
But unfortunately, Nancy, you got to go. Now you just get an email. You get a mass email, and they just tell you and everyone you know pretty much are fucked now. And this is going to hurt. Like, here's what this is going to hurt. You know those like outdoor malls that still have a little life in them with like a Jenny's ice cream and a poke bowl spot, and like, everybody's, they all got back from Coachella and they're talking about, how good Bieber's set was. It was so cool. He went back old school. Like this is going to turn those places into Detroit. Okay. Those upwardly mobile six-figure earning, kind of like normie core, Austin city limits, white Converse shoe wearing, New York City, Soho living, matcha drinking. You know, they are fucked.
Give him a head. You know what I'm saying? Like he said everything. When he said white Converse, I thought he was gonna say white people. But yeah, that's what he's talking about. White people. I'm gonna let him keep going. You know what I'm saying? They are effed right now. You know what I'm saying? But Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right? Son of Christ, man. Keep listening to this devil, man.
That breed of person is unfortunately now going to be turned into the type of person that I talked about earlier with the flesh-eating diseases and the schizophrenia. That's coming. Now, hopefully these people will find a way to avoid that fate. I'm not rejoicing in that. I'm telling you that's what's happening.
You know what he's talking about? People on fentanyl, flesh-eating diseases, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, schizophrenia, they undesirables.
These types of people who are used to like traveling and going to places, these are the people that go to Thailand and they post photos of Thailand on their Instagram because they have the money to do that. They are in trouble now. They are in trouble. The people that think nothing of eating a ribeye for $125 and drinking a $27 glass of Cabernet are in trouble now. The people that think nothing of renting a weekend house in Montauk are in trouble now.
What the hell that is?
They're in trouble now. The young professional is being hunted. The six-figure-a-year graduate of a fucking really good private school, maybe not an Ivy, but maybe, but a really good private school, a thing like a Vanderbilt, whatever. The people that move to New York, that move to Brooklyn, that get a job at the startup, that work in fintech are being hunted by the AI demon and Sam Altman. Sam Altman has released a demon to now hunt some of the people I do find pretty annoying, but I don't want them. I don't want them to end up falling off the grid and wandering around the streets with their children and living in tents.
I do.
But those stargates are opening the door, and people say to me, why do you call it the AI demon? Well, number one, it's funny. But number two, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do. Maybe some people call it a god. Some people say it's a god. And it's, you know, whatever. That, like Rogan says, like quantum computing plus blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's God. I happen to call it a demon because I liked the world before it. I liked the world where, you know, where people would go out and see each other and talk and have jobs and own things.
I like the world where the only people living in tents are niggas and spics. You understand? I like the world where my cousins, my friends can go get a $125 steak while the person cooking it looks like a Latino from Mexico, looks like somebody from Guatemala. I like the world where Esau is in charge and Jacob is at the bottom. That world is disappearing right now, right before our eyes. They say in the next 6 months, up to 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 jobs can be lost to AI as this world gets turned upside down. I'm gonna keep playing a little bit more on this one.
So I call it a demon. I'm not engaging in some quasi-mystic medieval religiosity here. I'm just using a term to describe the nothing. You want me to call it the nothing from Neverending Story? That's fine. The nothing. If you remember Neverending Story, the great film from the 90s, where Atreyu battles the nothing. And the nothing blows through the town. And the nothing just leaves everything. And it all says, for lease, for lease, for lease. Open a business here outside the bus stop. In the empty parking lot. Open a business. But the people now, by the way, globalization has displaced the manufacturing sector in America. So if you lived in upstate New York or Scranton, Pennsylvania, or somewhere in the Rust Belt, you've been fucked. You already work at Kroger. You're getting out of prison. Your son's on meth. Okay? Now I'm generalizing, obviously. That's not everyone. Some people's kids are on heroin. My point is this: you've been fucked. Oh, your daddy made cars? We don't give a fuck. Spill in aisle 4. Take your heroin and go to bed. And that's what we did to those people. And we call them white trash, and we call them Nazis, and we call them names, and we watch them die, and we don't care. And if some of them happen to die in our cities, we get off on it. We jerk our cocks and flick our beans to watching people stroke out on our streets and die, because we feel that we're good liberals by watching people die. We have a death fetish. People in Portland and Los Angeles, these well-meaning white people, they do never want to criticize homeless or unhoused or whatever. They don't want anyone off the street. They have a death fetish. They come a little harder knowing someone's dead near them. Sorry, but that's what it is. Don't love it. Don't love it. But they feel like they're good people, but it's a psychosexual fetish where they like to watch people have seizures on the street, and it allows them to sit and stroke their cock. And I don't think it's good. But it is a death fetish that these same people that AI is now hunting, they have a death fetish because the Kroger people, the veterans, whatever, whoever, are stroking out on the street, and these people don't want to say anything about it. They don't want to offend anyone. And now it's coming for them. And now you stroke out on the street. And now you put the needle in your arm. Savannah. How about that, Savannah, who worked at Oracle? Now you put the needle in your arm. Now you're a prostitute.
Damn.
Savannah, you used to work at Oracle, and you're a fucking whore now because you want to survive.
I'm gonna put him
Not
in
so
jail.
fun, is it?
Give him a mic.
Speaking in hushed tones about, the need to be compassionate to people, even though you've never engaged in that personally. Civic duty, compassion. Where are they going to go, these homeless? We need to let them die outside of Trader Joe's. Where are they going to go? Well, you're going to join him now. You're going to join him, Savannah. You're going to join him.
Oh, sorry, Christ, man.
By the way,
that devil
the
ahead.
era of the man.
You know what I'm saying? What the devil was bringing out was so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, huh?
You would bring out so heavy, and it just reminds me of the things that Muhammad has said, where like these people lack so much empathy, they can't even see it until it started happening to them. We've been going through it since the inception of this country, since before this country even began. They don't even start to feel an inkling of it until it happens to a few of them.
Exactly. Get him. Oh no, go ahead. Slap.
I'm just saying.
Please.
So like when this happens, it's like rock tell you how it shine. The Most High in Christ, because it's like it's a beautiful thing to see this to those people.
Right.
Because it's like no matter what's gonna happen, it's like we in the condition that we've always been in. It's like with seeing them fall, it's a glorious thing. And it just makes me feel so much more like it makes me more confident in the truth, knowing that because of 2 Ezra chapter 6, because of Daniel chapter 7, because of Revelation 19, it makes me like it just enforces that idea where it's just like, oh, this book is true.
Right.
Just seeing it.
Damn right. Get that brother a hand, man. Read that verse again. One more time. Yeah.
Chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Right. These things are finally catching up to them. They told you it wasn't going to be East Indians that rule the world in the last days. It's not going to be Africans. It's not going to be Chinese. It's not going to be Arabs. It's going to be the white man that is ruling the world, but he is going to be the end of the world. So this is our last captivity. We're not going into no other captivity. You understand? We are starting to see this empire fall at the seams, and these people see the writings on the wall. That's why our job is so important. And Barak Atah Yahweh Shah for you brothers and sisters that are in the UPK, man, out here in our zone, doing the work, doing the classes, doing the camps, feeding the people, clothing the people. Like our job is to go and wake up the dead that don't even see the things that even white people are seeing about them right now. He said, it's about to happen to you, Savannah. You at Oracle, you're going to have to learn how to use a different Oracle. You're going to have to learn how to use your oral now to survive. You let black women and Latino women become whores and be in the strip clubs and glorify that life. Now you're going to have to do that you live in the hills here in Oakland, here in San Francisco, living in the Berkeley Hills. You thought you were good. Nah, you're not good. You're going to be at the bottom of this world. You understand? And you fighting to maintain your position, but you cannot win because the Lord said these things have to happen. All right. Is there anything else on that one? Then he said Jacob's the end. I mean, Esau's the end.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Right. Now I got one more video real quick. I'm going to play it and we're going to go to our next verse. I think we're going to go to Revelations 18, 17, and 18 as well. Let me see. Share screen. Jobs. This one, I was like, man, this is amazing too. So this is only a 3-minute video. I might not play all of it. Let's see.
This is my job.
Lots of people interested in understanding what types of jobs are going to be affected by AI, or what policy responses we might want to think about from a societal point of view.
This is professor and AI expert Rob Siemens, and he co-authored a paper ranking nearly 800 jobs and their exposure to artificial intelligence, particularly to AI language modeling.
So I'm not in the top 20. However, I am number 22 on the list.
The methodology takes 52 human abilities used at various jobs as defined by the Department of Labor.
So it could be things like inductive and deductive reasoning, image recognition, language comprehension, and to ones that are much more physical. So trunk strength, arm hand steadiness, something like that.
And maps those 52 human abilities to 10 areas where AI most excels.
Things like image generation, image recognition, language modeling, and things like that.
The more those AI skills and human abilities overlapped, the more a job was determined to be exposed to AI. To focus the study, they did not consider the effects of robots and other automated machines in their research, and that skewed the rankings for some jobs that you might think would be more vulnerable to advances in technology.
Workers in a manufacturing setting or maybe transportation and warehouse type settings score very low in exposure to AI as opposed to exposure to other types of automation.
The type of jobs that the study found are most exposed to AI? White-collar occupations.
So hold on, I'm going to go back, put that back up on the screen. That's key.
Exposed to AI?
Hold on.
As opposed to exposure to other.
So, oh shit, Salaki. We got construction laborers, farm workers, production workers, firefighters, food workers, taxi drivers, mail carriers, and plumbers have the least effect of losing their jobs to AI. Now, when you think of a construction laborer, who do you think of? Latino people. When you think of farm workers, who do you think of? Food workers. You know what I'm saying? Plumbers. Black and brown people are the ones that are doing these jobs across America. All right. Now you said the ones that are risking
in exposure to AI as opposed to exposure to other types of automation.
The type of jobs that the study found are most exposed to AI? White-collar occupations, often with high education requirements and higher pay.
If you look at the top 20 occupations that are most exposed to advances in language modeling, 14 of those top 20 are professors. If you look at the number one thing that a professor does, it's prepare and deliver lectures. And we know that language modeling is really helpful when it comes to preparing content that you might later on then deliver.
Black and brown people, we celebrate being the first nigga to go to college. We definitely not teaching at colleges. You know what I'm saying? The people that are going to lose their job, it says teachers, PhDs, white collar jobs. I'm not even going to go through it. The other devil was breaking that part down. But the people that are risking their job, just the name alone, white collar, there's emphasis on the white. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have just said collar jobs. Why do they have to put the white collar job? Because they want to let you know these jobs are for white people and these other jobs are for niggas. The people that have these jobs are about to lose their jobs to AI when they thought it was going to be the other way around. They thought the AI was going to take your job at the bottom and raise them up higher. But the Lord is destroying these people with their own technology. Go ahead, Mawakar.
Look, I was just going to ask, is there any reason, because I've actually noticed like a lot of things that are considered urban and black,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they use the color blue. Like even in music, you can like in old times they would use the color blue to refer to things that black people were doing.
No,
Is there a specific reason for that?
no, I don't know offhand. I've never heard anything about that specifically with the blue collar or the blue. I know what blue collar means. It's just, you know, if you work as a plumber or a mechanic, they often wore like a blue shirt, blue collar, you know, working with your hands and stuff like that. But outside, if there's any other deeper level for it, meaning blue, I haven't heard anything like that. Yeah. But yeah, let's get to Revelations. Let's see. I'm gonna go to 17 real quick. And then you called a couple ones. What was the one in 7 you were talking about, Daniel? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Let's start okay, let's start at verse 8.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 8.
Give me so I can go to verse 5.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 5.
All right.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Right. This place, and like you said, these precepts come from Daniel and all these different prophecies that this great empire, the modern day Babylon, the mother of harlots, it literally is. I mean, OnlyFans is making billions of dollars every year. This place births harlots and whores, and not even just literal, but spiritual harlots as well. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So I was actually having a conversation. I brought up this precept. I brought up a couple other precepts with the brother I work with on slave description, and something that just it just messed my I understand this is a Christian, they don't understand it. But at the same time, it's just like when they hear these things, they look at this as a bad thing. And I'm over here saying, like, at the end of it, I'm over here, no, this is like, if you believe in the Bible, if you believe in Jesus Christ, this is a good thing that's going to happen.
Right.
But in their mind, they look at it as like, oh, this is going to be so bad, but this is not going to be a good thing. And I don't understand, like, where, even when I was in the Christian church, I understood that these are the things that are good.
Right.
Like, but then I had a different understanding as a lot of people that were there. What is it that makes them think that, oh, the things that Christ, that the Lord is going to be doing is bad?
Okay, from their perspective, is he just saying that Christ shouldn't do these things? Or I think what I could take from is that they don't want these things to happen because they enjoy life the way it is. Like, you have a fear of the unknown, and if you don't really sincerely serve the Lord, then you fear things changing from the way they are right now. They're nervous because they like and benefit on the way this country is built. They may have a disagreement over this or here. They may not like the police. Just like that devil said earlier. He was like, you know, I don't like those people that go and get the $125 steak. They annoy me. But I like the way America is, and we can enjoy the fruits of going to a basketball game. We can go to enjoy a football game or go to the bar. He's seeing a world where it's not going to be like that anymore, and that's fearful of him. These people are like that guy in the Matrix that went back into the Matrix, even though he knew it was evil, even though he knew they were eating humans. He said, I'd rather go in there and be rich in the fake world than to be struggling in the real world. That's the spirit of the Christians oftentimes, where, you know, in their mind, they can't reconcile that. Okay, maybe just I'll help you out. Christians don't believe in the Bible. So yeah, they read it, they're faking. You know what I mean? They don't even believe that those things are even going to happen. They're shocked that it's actually starting to happen. What's in here? They don't really care. They don't read the Bible. They don't know the Bible, and they just hear the good things. This is a genie book. Lord, I need a new job. Let me read a precept on that. All right, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I need a husband. Where the precept on that? I'm done. I need a car. Where the precept on that? I'm done. This is a genie book to give you things. It's not here to take anything away. They kind of gloss over those things. You know what I mean? Doesn't. Yeah, go ahead.
So now my next question is like for our part.
Mm-hmm.
Do we just not because I understand because he's a brother that I was talking to about this, and at a certain point, like that's what I think. When like what you just said is just like, okay, like you don't believe in this, and that discourages me from even wanting to bring it up to them. Like he's gonna go out of his way to try to bring something up every time I work with him, but in my mind, it's just like I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to try to bring out the truth to you because of everything that you're saying. I don't know if this is like if it's him battling his own spirit that makes him want to talk to me about it or what it is, but it's just like that discourages me, like his whole attitude towards it
because
makes me not even want to engage him.
Right. And that's wisdom, you know what I mean? Let him find us on the streets if he wants to question, you know what I'm saying? Or send him to a class and see if he ever shows up or calls it. But if you know, hey, this cat, he's going down this rabbit hole, but he might use this against me, is get me up out of here, then if go with that inclination, you know what I'm saying? That if he's not gonna be converted, he's not gonna change, you know, just send him in the direction of the truth if you want to or not to. You may not even have to do that because, like you said, if it's gonna cause conflict, then you know the Lord will reveal these things to him. He'll come across our stuff one day if that's really meant for him to find this information. But it's not your job to do that at your slavery and risk losing your slavery for some cat that just wants to find a reason to go against you. It may just be a demon on him trying to do that. You know what I mean? So that's how I would deal with that. You know what I mean? To what? All right. Let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 6.
This is heavy.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
This is an image. This is vile. Like the image of this is worse than the reality that. No, our reality is worse than this image. Like if I may. If you were to vision somebody up here, you know, with a cup of blood and just drinking it until they were drunk, that's a crazy thing to see. But America is the manifestation of that. You know what I'm saying? A nation of people that just consume death and murder for their power and their gain. Like they grab souls and destroy millions of people, and it emboldens them. You understand? Donald Trump is dropping bombs on them and talking about destroying the entire place of Iran, breaking all the UN laws and war laws, doing war crimes, bragging about destroying their bridges and killing women and children so that they can have oil. You know what I'm saying? That's not how war is supposed to go. These are defenseless people, but he's willing to destroy it. And imagine the people behind him that love him. The MAGA people are out there talking about, yeah, blow them to smithereens. Just make sure my gas is under $3. You understand? The hell with all them tan camel nigga. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, sand, whatever. Turban, Afghan. The hell, I shoot them all. The hell with them. You know what I'm saying? Get gas back under $3. I don't give a damn. That's the American way, man. They're drunken with the blood, all right, of the saints, though, of our people, of the righteous men, because those men that stood up were the only ones that had an opportunity to really destroy them from their spot. So they always have to zero in on the priests and prophets and make sure that we don't rise up, because they need the children of Israel at the bottom for the empire to run. Every nation that ever existed needed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to gain their power. Syria was on top when they had us enslaved. Babylon was on top when they had us enslaved. Egypt and so on. Go ahead up.
So this actually brings another question that I have, because when it talks about, and the one I saw drunk with the blood of the saints in Daniel chapter 7, it talks about how in that time they're going to make war with the saints and prevail against them. Is them having our blood and them prevailing against them, is that the things that they have like already been doing to us, or is this like an increase to the destruction that they're going to do towards it?
What are you saying? With this image right here that we're seeing?
This image, and then there's also one in Daniel chapter 7 that verse 21.
I would say this is the totality of all the evil things that they've accumulated over the years, past, present, future. You know what I'm saying? They're going to continue to do these things. Now, are you saying with us, are they coming for us now? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of like, is it going to be like them increasing the warfare? Because in Daniel chapter 7 it says they make war with this thing against us until the ancient days come.
Right.
Is that like, so is that talking about like directly in these days? Like, is it just talking about there's going to be an increase of warfare against an increase of bloodshed against us? Or is it like you just said, or is it like continuation of things they've already been?
Got it. Okay. So with that part, I remember the breakdown general was basically saying that no, we're not going to be going through any of this persecution now, this time. That part of the persecution of the priests and prophets was the time when Paul and those brothers were around. All right, we going straight to getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now they may come up against us and, you know, whatever Esau is trying to do, you know, against us as far as online, slow our videos out, or maybe send someone in to try to do something. But we have enough knowledge and wisdom to navigate through this to not get in those situations. You understand? And they too busy handling all these other things with China, Iran, and all this to the Lord is wise in how he deals with us, that they're like, man, they're not doing nothing. We ain't got to worry about them. Not realizing the work that we're doing is so powerful that people may forget the reason why the cards are falling right now around this empire is one major event in the past few years that is just like accelerating this thing. Which is that event? What would you say, Azar? One event that happened in the past few years that is accelerating the fall of this empire and white supremacy.
George Floyd?
Nah, it's a lot bigger than that. Go ahead.
So it was Obama?
More recent. Okay, we got a couple. Go ahead. This is, you can say it without them.
Is it Donald Trump's presidency?
That's close. Getting close around each time. One more, sis.
Was it the pandemic?
Damn, all these is good, amazing things. They are happening. Nah, I'm gonna say October 7th in Israel and Gaza. That war that started with Israel and Gaza is completely accelerating them leading to World War III. Why is that? Because if the people over there, this is why our work in the UPK is so important. Us teaching that we are the true Jews and blazing on the streets and waking up the people of America, even the heathens, to the idea or concept that the people that live in Israel are not the Jews, that changes the whole world program. Because if they're not the Jews, then why the fuck do they have nuclear bombs? If they shouldn't even be living over there, why are we giving them billions of dollars every year? If they shouldn't be over there, then why are they influencing the American government with AIPAC and this and that and that? Who the hell are these people? Why are we all bowing down to these Jewish people in Israel when they're not even valid of even being there, owning land? None of that. They have accumulated so much power with this book, so much power saying they're these people. And if it's under a false pretense, then the whole world order has to fall down. So once they started this war in Gaza and people are not saying, oh, you're anti-Semitic if you say something against them, we paved the way for people to go out and protest against Palestine. The Hebrew Israelites paved the way for people to criticize Netanyahu. That Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the ISUPK since 1969 have paved the way for the world to say those white people that live in Israel are the devil the Bible speaks of. They're the synagogue of Satan. Tucker Carlson is saying it. You understand? People all over the world are coming out against them and realizing that this whole thing is a lie. You understand? So don't think that your work is in vain. It's not just changing the lives of what we're doing. It's changing the entire planet Earth. So in their great pride and, okay, we can watch these little Hebrew Israelites. We might send the FBI, keep an eye on them, but they're not no threat. They're not knowing the things that you prophesying and teaching are destroying this goddamn kingdom, man. All right, go ahead.
What you're saying is so heavy because what you're saying was with Tim Dillon, the brother that you paid in the video.
Right.
I actually watch some of his podcasts sometimes.
Right.
And he has like a black producer.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. He's always joking about like when he talks about the Israelis, he'll joke with his black producer. He says, "Well, you got to remember, it's like they taking your place over there." And, you know, and
Yeah.
like what you're saying so heavy because we definitely have paved the way
Mm-hmm.
for that white man to be able to, even if it's in a joking manner,
Right.
admit or say to a black man, well, I mean, even if they don't believe it truly, it's like they're still joking about it on like on a video that millions of people are going to watch it.
Yeah.
That blacks and Latinos
Yeah.
are the actual Jews.
Man, I would say I would argue, and get a brother here and select it. I would argue about 5 years ago, they could have never protested for Palestine the way they did. You understand? 10 years ago, for sure. There would have been called so much anti-Semitic this and anti-Semite that, and you are in line with Hitler, that they were just untouchable. You couldn't say anything. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving made a post. Hey, you think they could do that today? They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Little lily white kids will come out and be, hey, hold on. Why can't Kyrie talk about you guys aren't the Jews? You guys from the sea to the whatever they be saying to free Gaza. Yeah, hell yeah, we with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like people are starting to see this thing is falling apart. Right. So that moment, it just literally accelerated, World War III, man. You know what I mean? Because now they like, we got to bomb Lebanon to make sure we stay here. We got to bomb Yemen. We got to bomb over here. Now we got to go to Iran. All these people are starting to, the jig is up. They like, do something. Kill everybody that's against us. They're going to be like, oh, the whole world is against us. You know what I'm saying? So they got to go to World War III, you know what I'm saying, to survive, to maintain that land, because this is the most powerful book on planet Earth. The rights to that land, the people of this book will rule the planet Earth. If they don't have that, they have nothing. You understand? And so, yeah, we teaching this. Yeah, go ahead. I see it lighting up. What's that, Christ?
So this is just I was on TikTok and I was watching a live of a white man, and he's a racist dude. But he was talking about just like, oh no, like everybody has to come together against the Jew. But it's just like I call it we're on the same team already. Right. But in their mind, it's just like they don't even see these people as being a part of them. And like, how does that benefit? And I feel like they do it intentionally too. Like the Israelis, the so-called Jewish people, man, they do it like intentionally to separate themselves from their own people. Which I don't. It's like I don't know if this is just like going back to Obadiah, which is like the wise not a team, it's that. But like, what is it with them? Like hating on their own, like the dude we're watching, like for that poor white American, they look at themselves as different from.
I see what you're saying.
From these.
Okay, it just ties into power, and they want to be the head tribe. You understand? So it's just layers to it. They put a ranking on it. We're gonna be the head tribe. Then we'll put other people, the British Empire, y'all can be next, and then the American leadership, y'all can have a little bit of this pie, and then underneath that, we'll put the Irish and these poor whites in Italy, and everybody can have a rank inside of who running the world, but it's all of us against them. But internally, there have been more wars against Europeans and each other that they all hate each other, and they will always vie for power. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you got to think about it like brothers too. Evil brothers, you know what I mean? That will kill their own grandma for the inheritance, let alone, this is Dan over there, my other brother. I'll kill him too so I can live better. So they just are such greedy people. They need to at least section off who they need. You can't do it by yourself. Can't take over the world by yourself. So Jewish people, we're going to have this bond. This is us. This is how we're going to rule the earth. Next level, other white people that are not Jewish, y'all can do this. The Catholics, etc., and they'll just kind of layer it like that. So they have used that to spread the wealth a little bit more if you keep the group small. So we'll just be the little small group of white people called Jews that benefit off of all the other white people, right? And so those other white people at the bottom are starting to realize that, and they may not spiritually understand it, believe in it or whatever. They're like, man, we tired of being oppressed by this minority group amongst our tribes. You know what I mean? So that's that.
So it's to the point where it's just like they start to say that they're niggas too.
Yeah.
Kind of like they start to feel like, man, I feel like it feels like me.
Exactly.
Like you said, like the whole world is starting to see. Like, you got little white boys saying, like, why can't Kyrie do this? They got
Right.
a bunch of white people saying, oh, why can't Kanye come over here to Australia or the UK, something like that? And it's just like and then like somewhere I can't remember where I heard. I don't know if it was from the school or somewhere outside the school, but they're saying that like making the world, they do it on purpose to make the world hate them because it brings them closer together.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, like, I don't see the logic in that, where it's just like they want to make everybody hate you,
right,
intentionally.
Yeah. So if I may, too, for time's sake, because we're getting closer, want to just get to a couple more precepts. But to answer that, it's unity in having enemies. You know what I mean? So if you have a common enemy, you can be united. You know what I'm saying? That is what we do here in the UPK. Like General Muhammad, he's like, I'm looking for a fight. If we don't have nobody that's against us, then how can we come together? That's why going to camp is so important for your brotherhood. Like it makes you like, how can you not love this brother going to war with them, knowing that your life is on the line? And I'm with this brother, and I'm seeing these people out here don't know us from a drop of a dime. We literally have all of the enemies. That is the Bible. You know what I'm saying? When we do those curses, everyone, if you're not with us, you're against us. You know what I'm saying? And we want to make that clear, even amongst the fake Israelite groups. This is why they don't understand it, but that's our brother to them, to unite us with them. You understand? Because we're not cool with Asians, Arabs, Chinese, Africans, white people, gay movement, lesbian movement, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan, the fire department don't rock with it. Like, it don't matter what it is out here, we're not with you. So we have to be together. We have to be tight because anybody can turn on us at any moment. You know what I'm saying? And so they do like that. They use that to gain power as well. All right. All right. Let's go for a couple verses for time's sake, though, if I may. And we in verse. All right. Let's finish verse 6 and then we'll go to chapter 18.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Right. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 18. And we'll go to verse 11.
This book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Right. These are the times that are coming. These are the last days. This is the end of Esau and the beginning of our kingdom. Like, our kingdom is at hand because their kingdom is falling. So the more, General Commander Gene Hunt always says that the more this kingdom falls, the more we come up. During COVID, when these cats were losing their restaurant businesses and stressing the hell out, the hood was up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how it is going to be now. That the plumber that they made fun of, the blue collar worker, the construction worker, is about to have all of the money as this kingdom starts spiraling down. They're gonna be like, how in the hell does Julio, god damn it, do you have a job? They're gonna be like, man, your hands can't even make it out here, devil. Get moving around. You know what I'm saying? We get 10 Latino brothers to build this whole goddamn building as opposed to having 100 white men. You know what I mean? And that's why they're gonna be like, their pride is so high. They're like, you know what? I'm not going to go and do construction and make minimal dollars or learn from these Mexicans and Latinos. I'm just going to go get high on fentanyl. I'm just going to crash out. And that's what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But keep going. A matter of fact, drop down to verse 15.
This is the Revelation chapter 18, verse 15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing.
Yeah, white people were jumping out of buildings when the stock market crashed in the 1930s. The wealth that America has right now is on a whole nother level. They're not even going to be able to process this sharp of a fall. You know, keep going.
Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Right. Here, drop down to verse 20.
Verse 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her.
For what?
For God hath avenged you on her.
Yeah, this sharp fall and decline is our vengeance, is our justice. Hold your peace real quick. You got a question though?
So, sir.
Okay, hold your peace real quick. Try to remember your question. All right. This vengeance that is coming upon them is the justice to free us. And the things that are about to happen to them, Commander Johanna said the other day, we will beg the Lord to give them mercy at some point in time. But we don't understand how much crimes they've done and how much they deserve, that these things have to keep moving forward. Go ahead.
Like in this term, like the analogy being used is talking about like how they say America in like the best straits, like financially and economically. And they're talking about the Dow's over 55,000 or whatever it is. And this, they're talking about like those people that start like in the stock market, and those people that are benefiting from the economic growth in America right now. Even though the common man, we don't even see it. It's the opposite for us.
Right.
Okay, come.
Damn right. All right. Read where we at, verse 21.
Verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
Give the Lord a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's it right there, man. There's no other way that these things can happen, and there's no other place that you could point to. Like you said, as a Christian, we can't even fathom, where is this place supposed to be? Somalia? You know what I'm saying? Where is Babylon the Great? Where is Babylon the Great? Is it Belize? You know what I mean? Is it Guatemala? This doesn't sound like Barbados. You know what I mean? What great stone has to come down and knock off this great empire other than this nation right now? All right. So let's drop that and give me Acts chapter 1, verse 6. And we a little bit over time. So I have one more after that.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right. Even after Christ had died, rose again, the men following him were asking, Lord, is now the time you're going to restore the kingdom to Israel. That's what this whole book is about. That's what Christ lived for. That's what Christ died for. That's what every priest and prophet died for, was to save the Lord's chosen people out of captivity and out of slavery. All right. And that's the mission we continue to this day. And we're getting closer and closer and closer to the things that they prayed to see at this time, man. So this is an amazing time to be alive. All right. Drop that and let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 23. It's the last one I got.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 23, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
Right. We believe, what's our creed? Shema Yasharala Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Akai. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. That also unites the children of Israel. We can never forget, we have one God, we have one power. And the Lord is always dealing in unity in one thing. Out of all the plants on earth, he has chosen one, which is the wine, the grapevine. You understand? That's what the Lord has chosen as his favorite plant, right? Keep going.
Verse 24. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit.
Right, the Middle East, the Holy Land. All right, there is no other place. This is why that real estate is so important to these oppressors. They gotta maintain it. They have to. They found all this damn oil in the Middle East. They found all these trade routes are going through here. The whole world is determined about what's going on in the Middle East. All right, keep going.
And of all the flowers thereof, one lily.
Right. This is why we give out lilies to sisters in the UPK when they've done an amazing work at our different feast days and in different high holy days, etc. And definitely some sisters in our zone that's deserving of that. And let's make sure that we do that and honor the sisters that are doing right things in our zone. You understand? Because that represents the Lord's favorite plant or flower. I'll say flower. Slack, keep going.
Verse 25. And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river.
Right.
And of all the builded cities, thou hast hollowed Zion into thyself.
Right. Jerusalem, Zion. All right. His favorite city. Keep going.
Verse 26. And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove.
The dove is the Lord's favorite animal. All right.
And of all the cattle,
or bird. I'll say that.
And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
There you go.
Verse 27. And among all the multitude of people.
One more. Let's read it again. Come on.
And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people.
Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The children of Israel, the Lord has, out of all these nations, has chosen one people. And it ain't Jeffrey Epstein. And it ain't Adam Sandler. And it ain't Seth Rogen, and it ain't any other of these weird Weinstein or none of those people that live in Israel that about to have the largest LGBT parade in the Middle East in a few weeks. You understand? Those are not the Lord's chosen people. Those are the people of the synagogue of Satan. Go ahead.
Come. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
Right. Now, us as having this royal bloodline means nothing without the law, statutes, and commandments. If we act like the nations, we are worse than the other nations, right? But when we obey the law, statutes, and commandments, we are the greatest people on the planet Earth. You understand? All right. Keep going.
Verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? And upon this one roof hast thou prepared others. And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many?
Right. And Ezra is asking the Lord why all these things happening to us. And it goes down a little bit further. And I think I said, let me see. Select it. Go to verse 41.
Book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 41. And I said, Behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. And what shall they do that have been before me, or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? Verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
Right. These things will come full circle like a ring. All right. These people at the top, they're going to be at the bottom. Keep going.
Verse 43. So I answered and said, Couldst thou not make those that have been made and be now, and that are for to come at once, that thou mightest show thy judgment the sooner? Verse 44. Then answered he me and said, The creature may not haste above the maker, neither may the world hold them at once that shall be created therein.
Right. So basically, man, sit back and wait. You know what I mean? The time is going to come when these things, don't question the Lord. And it just makes it so more beautiful and eloquent. We could go to more verses at another time to revisit. But it's so eloquent that it's like, what's the best way I can describe it? It's like, I guess I want to say it's like AI, all right, technology. The time of human history, they say the technology is going exponentially. I mean, it's doubling. And how it was before, it only takes 30 steps to go from 0 to 1 billion if you keep doubling up. So at 1 to 2, it's not a big jump. 2 to 4, it's not that great. 4 to 8, 16, once you start getting up there, the 100 to 200, 400, you get to the thousands and you get to 100,000. Now, one step from 100,000 to 200,000 is just one step, but that's a big increase from 1 to 2. 200,000 to 400,000 is one step. 400,000 to 800,000 is one step. 800,000 to 1.6 mil is one step. Then you start getting to that 30, 40, 50 million, from 50 to 100, 100 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and now you're at 1 billion. Like those numbers, they're saying the technology is increasing very rapidly. That 6 months ago, it's in a whole different world of what it was prior to that. I'm saying all of that to say that's kind of how this slavery and our captivity has been for Esau. From the beginning of time, all they had was horses and carriages. Then you get to the 1900s, now they got a plane. And once that plane and car started hitting, 10, 20 years later, they on the goddamn moon, allegedly. All right? They're in space. Like, how did it go from horses and carriages in 50, 60 years? They are out in space. All right? It happened so quickly and abruptly, it's hard to comprehend of how long the time was before where no advancements were really happening. That's how this captivity is. It's like in the midst of it, it's like we'll never be free. Ezra's like, when will this day come? It's so far away. But in the third woe cometh quickly. Like this thing is going from 0 to 100 in a short bit of time. So it's not going to slow down. It's going to increase in the latter days. You understand? It's like, yeah, 1 year, next year, and it's like, damn, he like 6 months from now, they about to fire everybody. And they about to be using heroin. You're going to see these people that you never thought would be in a worse situation. They're going down. You know what I'm saying? And people you never thought would be coming up are about to come up. So let's just sit back and enjoy this ride and keep doing our work. And believe it or not, the things that we do here are way more powerful than any weapon that man can create, man. Weapons of our warfare are not carnal, brotherhood, sisterhood, wisdom of these precepts, going to the camp and prophesying this kingdom is being witnessed by the angels and is causing to convict the spirit of our king to come back and fight against this place. All right. So the word again to everybody. We could go ahead. Can you close it out with just a salute?
I'm coming of Israel. And my means the thing.
We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher of Israel. I'm Martin Shabbat. I'm Martin Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Thumb.
Sar to turn the face of sisters. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters here in the school and those watching online. In the Israel, I'm Martin Shabbat. I'm Martin Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Alatah Shem Yahweh.
Dismissed.
All right, so like it.